Hello and welcome. My name is Optimus Spitfire, and we are now playing Carl is Famous. Carl wakes up. He is famous. Fair enough. Carl's host of the most popular talk show in the recent memory. Stay Up Late with Kyle. Okay. Stay Up Late with Kyle has grown in popularity quickly. I will be able to read shortly. In the last year, and the public has noticed. Inside has called Kyle's a most excellent dumpy white man. Top Tech noticed Kyle's inspiring youth to explore STEM fields. Okay. This is weird, but I'll go with it. Most other talk shows are dedicated to discussing Kyle and his personal details. Most of online videos are the best clips taken from Kyle's latest broadcast. The eye of the world is on Kyle. No pressure. Tonight, Kyle's most important interview guest yet. Stay Up Like Kyle will be featuring Rachel May. She is kind, lovely philanthropist. She is dear to my heart of many. This interview requires preparation. Kyle cracked his eyes open, knowing today is the chance to prepare for the interview. Okay, Kyle's 30 hours left. You must choose your actions wisely. Okay, start prep. First decision of the morning was made like with the way. Exit the bed. I'll exit the bed. Exit the bed and took a quick glance around the bedroom. Right. I feel we need to wash first. Woods and Hyde connects his apartment, checked, locked, moved to the kitchen. Carl Watson's entered the kitchen. Open fridge. Ew! Eat the crust on the fridge wall. Eat the fridge. Prepare breakfast. Carl constructed a breakfast of poached eggs and toast, along with a small fruit cup and a grilled sausage. Eat. I'll go through the city route next time. Carl ate his breakfast slowly and thoughtfully, enjoying every bite. He felt refreshed. Returned to the hallway. Returned to the bedroom. Are we not washing? Choose jeans and swimming goggles. Carl decided to take some time to choose a perfect outfit, knowing important appearances. Skunk pasty, slick suit of armor. No, we'll leave that for next time. Slick suit. Back to the room. Oh God. The desk. Wrote down his first questions. Am I a mother? Carl wrote down his second question. What are your diet tips? Mash or blended? You ever eaten raw egg whole? No, city route next time. Carl wrote down his last question. What is your guilty pleasure? Back to the room. Exit the hallway. Leave apartment. Carl walked out in the middle of the road and took a long, pondering look around him. Walked to the clean white textile, greeted by Techno Jim, an elaborate cutout mascot for flashing lights. Return to street. Okay. Apparently I can't go to work. I have got 3 hours to work, so. A middle-aged woman named Gabby answered the door. She looked at Kyle expectantly. Greet and start a conversation. "Good morning, neighbour," said Kyle cheerfully. Gabby looked at Kyle expectantly. Asked Gabby about Gabby. Asked Rach. Gabby, Kyle asked, "what are your true thoughts on Rachel May?" "Oh, I'm running out of time." "Oh, Rachel," Gabby said, "she's a wonderful woman. Her generous accent inspired more good work than bad." Gabby trailed off from meeting Kyle's eyes. After an uncomfortable minutes of silence, Kyle turned and left the street. More. Kyle hurried to the set. Sitting across from his hostess was the glamorous woman with the air of genuinity. Kyle approached her. Kyle looked up and smiled. "Good evening, Kyle," she said, looking in the eyes. "I've been looking forward to being here." Kyle responded, screaming and spin around. "Answer below." Silly root. Next time. Must control thyself. "And I as well," answered Rachel, extending her hand in greeting. "You are a most welcome guest." Shake hands. After enough a mild exchange of pleasantries, Kyle and Rachel were prompted to take their places for the broadcast. Long after I was not expecting them a little noise there. A moment after the seating, the student lights brightened and the cameras clicked on. "Good evening, everyone," said Kyle, looking at the camera. "Welcome to Stay Up Late with Kyle," introduced Rachel. "Tonight I have the pleasure of interviewing the lovely Rachel May, who needs no more introduction." Kyle motioned to Rachel, who smiled and waved at the camera. "Hello, Kyle," she said. "I'm glad to be here. I'm sure you have a lot to discuss. Might as well dive right in," Kyle said. "I'm very ready," Rachel said with a winning smile. Kyle produced. Notes are taken. Right. I will go in the order that if I can remember them, off of the order that I wrote them down. Are you a mother? Rachel and I have many I would love to know. Are you a mother? Well, being a single woman with a career, she answered, that's not something that's crossed my mind. Okay, fair enough. Very reasonable indeed, said Kyle. His reference to his paper of questions. I'll ask another question. Rachel, you manage to keep such a thin and healthy figure, said Kyle. What's your best diet tip? A good diet starts with a plan, answered Rachel. And don't break it. Cheat days can turn into a bad habit. But, she continued, that doesn't mean a midnight snack here and there isn't allowed, she smiled. Kyle looked at his flabby self and decided not to comment. Oh, Kyle, you're beautiful. Kyle asked another question. You've been involved in lots of different things, said Kyle. But what's your funniest story? Well, that's a great question, Kyle, said Rachel. I think the story I always remember the first time I tried to make dinner for my family. The soup I made, swapped out the milk with milk, and tipped the whole jar of sauce into the pot. While my family was sick from trying to eat it, I wiped their things and locked myself in my room. Rachel laughed elegantly. Kyle decided to move on. This is boring. I'm going down the silly route. Kyle asked another question. What is your guilty pleasure? Ooh, well, that's an easy one. Dipping pickles in chocolate sauce. Are you sure you're not a mum? Might sound strange, but it's tangy and sweet at the same time. I eat it far too often. After reading the final question, Kyle looked up from his paper. Well, Rachel, I think that's all I was planning to ask you. In that case, may I ask you something in return? Oh, God. Do you prepare your interviews in Vi? You seem very together. Before Kyle answered, the camera shut down and the broadcast was over. Kyle returned to the interview, knowing it had gone well. But as he lay in bed and drifted to sleep, he felt perhaps something was still missing. Here we go. Reset. I want to go wither away. Carl decided to stay put and wither away. Carl withered away successfully and died. Wow. Oh dear. I killed Carl. Carl is now a ghost. This does not relieve him of his responsibilities. God damn it! Carl exited his bed and took a quick glance. Scavenge. Quickly crouched down on the floor and realised his immediate need for resources. As he came through the town for search for helpful items. Yeah, apparently I can't read today. I do apologise. Hello. After finding and eating a few bits of crumbs and old shit. How? You're a ghost! Carl found something much more important. It was indeed the corpse of Harry, a friend that had gone missing years ago while at Carl's house. Did he murder someone? Carl was glad to see him again, but was unsure whether to interrupt such an important day with Harry business. Deal with Harry. Carl hoisted Harry onto his shoulder and took him outside. Carl began dragging Harry's body down the street. Oh my god! Carl knew exactly where he needed to take Harry's corpse on a lovely play date, just the two of them. Carl and Harry started at the arcade. Carl used Harry's arms to operate the joysticks and push the buttons. Well, I suppose I'm a ghost. No one can see this. Just a floating corpse. After 5 or 6 different games, the two friends had enough tickets to buy a single candy bar. They took the prize to the local park for eating. Carl tried to feed some of the chocolate bar to Harry, but Harry seemed not to be having that time. This is far better. Screw the interview. After eating, Carl noticed a nearby playground and dragged Harry over. Carl tried to figure out a way to swing Harry on the swing set, but lacking the ability to grip, Harry kept falling out. Traumatized children while you're there. Oh my god. Instead, Carl started to lug Harry into the top of the slide, shove him down from time and time again. Oh, this is brilliant. Finally, Carl took Harry to the movies to see many popular films, such as their pocket change would allow. Carl quickly found out he had no pocket change, so he searched through Harry's corpse and found his wallet. Carl bought 2 tickets to... Why are you buying a ticket? You're a ghost. No one can see you. I love romance. After getting inside, Carl left Harry to go find the restroom. By the time Carl finished the restroom, he had forgotten that he brought Harry along. Carl watched Love Romance by himself, and Harry's corpse sat on the bench in the atrium. Carl was in the movie. The beautiful thing happened. Harry's corpse, imbued with the power of friendship and love, was reanimated. Oh! Harry's old rotten flesh gained colour and life. Wait, this is the plot to Warm Bodies. Fingers and nails regrew. The eye missing came back. What happened to his eye? The time the movie was over, Harry was able to greet Harry with a friendly hug as his old self. Carl was confused, but delighted that his long-lost friend met him on his way out of the theatre. Two made plans to get drinks together and parted ways for the day. Carl returned home, forgetting about the interview with Rachel. The end. Oh, 28 endings. Oh my god, I'm not going to get 28 endings at them now. Exit the bed. Could we go out nude? Exit the hallway. Move to the kitchen. Open fridge. Eat the fridge. Carl pointed his neck directly upwards and hoisted the fridge on top of his face. Somehow, miraculously, he wrapped it around the device and started to swallow. With one swallow, horrible movement, the fridge With many gurgles, pops, and snaps, Carl was very sure the fridge would not come back out. Carl walked to the kitchen, checked the pantry. Okay. Leave apartment. Carl walked out into the middle of the road and took a long blonde route. Visit downstairs neighbour. How nude. A middle-aged... Consume, Gabby. I've turned into a snake. Unhinged his jaw and swallowed Gabby whole. Job done, Carl returned to the middle street. Visit textile. Carl walks with the white textile with elaborate blah blah blah. Carl then asked the store attendant whether they're not offered free samples to important customers. The attendant gave Carl a confused and slightly vacant look, and Carl began to beg for a free sample. Once his Carl to leave, the attendant grabbed a decrepit firmament to spare parts and held it out. Grab it with teeth. Carl clamped his mouth around the outstretched phone, creating several teeth holes in the screen. Carl grunted and yanked with his head until the attendant let go. Carl's phone now... The phone is now Carl's to use forever. Carl walks into the clean white texture, blah blah blah. Give a review of free sample. This phone, said Carl, is several years old and has exposed wires coming out the back. Carl continues, the phone has also had screen issues after I used a hammer and nails it to the walls for a painting. Furthermore, when I submerged it in water, I get severely shocked until the battery runs out of power. The Carl looked at the attendant, pursed lips, and said nothing. Feeling he had made his argument, Carl decided to leave. Hurried to the set. Carl approached her. Smile quickly turned into shock when realised Carl had not put any clothes on that day. Yes! I'm a sneak and I'm nude! Carl waved and smiled broadly and converted her eyes. Carl started making rounds round the room, greeting each crew member who none of them looked at directly. As it became apparent that Carl had no intention of leaving, Rachel made her excuses and exited the set. One by one, the crew followed suit. Carl was left all alone. Okay, one more. Got more. Browse social media. Search read articles. Okay. East Bridge being constructed after being found and did not actually exist. Authorities investigating. Read more. Another grand larceny crimes by evidence of perpetrator fleeing the country. Read more. Rachel May unexpected to leave the country very, very long after interview tonight. Read more. Who is the bug vigilante recently spotted on larcenists? Larcenists? Can I just keep doing this? I'm just gonna keep clicking. No! Fine. Choose an outfit. I'm going with the suit of armour. Carl was unsure what exactly caused him to decide to wear his armour, but he felt that it was the right thing to do. Damn right. After much squeezing and sweating, Carl managed to wrap the metal suit around his dumpy self. Exit bedroom. Move to kitchen. Check pantry. Okay. Open fridge. I will not consume the fridge this time. I don't really want to eat the crust on the... Eat condiments. As the rate of ketchup, soy sauce, and other items entered Kyle's mouth soon overrode his ability to swallow. Kyle spewed the excess condiments across the kitchen, covering the furniture and walls. Kyle's continued until all the condiments have been emptied. Hurry to set. Blah blah blah, Rachel. Didn't even know I've been looking for one. Kyle responded. Screams to spin around. I'm a knight. I'm gonna be polite. Hold on a moment. Tonight I have the pleasure of interviewing to become Rachel May. However, Kyle said, suddenly dropping his voice, Rachel May is not sitting next to me. She's not new to this show. She didn't walk in before me. In fact, said Kyle, I am Rachel May. Rachel looked at Kyle, confused, slightly remember the words, you are who? Kyle stood up and threw his arms above her, pointing upwards. I have never been Kyle, he shouted. I have never been the host of this show. Stay up late with Kyle. Kyle looked pointed directly at the camera. And here but for one reason, to interview myself. Kyle sat down, having to produce notes he had taken earlier. It was then Kyle remembered he had not bothered to prepare any notes into the interview. Realising he did not know how to handle the situation, began sweating profusely. But he continued. Firstly, is your name Kyle? No! Slammed Fish repeatedly, then he stopped talking. In the thick of uncomfortable silence hung over the studio. Silence did not end. The cameras continued to roll. Nobody moved or spoke. Eventually, Rachel got out of the chair and walked off screen. One by one, they followed suit. Eventually, Kyle was left alone, camera still running, silently sitting in frame. This episode of Stay Up Late with Kyle became the longest episode in television history. Kyle continued to sit in front of the camera all night and into the morning, wishing it would end. As the evening fell again, the crew shuffled back in one by one, getting place to film that day's episode. Kyle was motionless, cameras rolling as the crew chatted about the day and got in position. No one's going to mention that I'm sitting here in a suit of armour all day and all night long. Eventually, the crew officially started the next episode and was prompted to introduce himself again. Kyle had produced an incredibly artistic episode. Right. So the 4 endings are: did it properly, Kyle was prepared, did a fantastic interview, it was boring. Then I became a snake and a nudist. And then I sat all day and all night in armour. Also played and resurrected a old friend. I consider this a good day. I think the corpse day was my favourite. But there's 28, so I might return back to this and see if I can get Turch with me to read this to see what he chooses. Right. With that, I hope that was enjoyable. I found that funny. So I'm going to bid thee a farewell. Thank you who's joined me. Take care. Bye.